Welcome everyone to another video of Vinyl Addict. This is Chili and this is a stoner psych space prog vinyl pick, and it's Nazz. And this is my number 13 of this series. Now before I get into this, please don't forget to hit the like button, comment on this video, share this video, and if you still haven't, please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell for updates. Okay, so with that out of the way, this is the debut album from the band Nazz, and it was released in 1968. And what this sounds like is, around that time, is Cream meets kind of Are You Experienced, Jimi Hendrix Experience kind of vibe to it. And it's comprised of these four guys, and let me go through the names here. You got Carson Van Osten on bass guitar. Now his sound is very reminiscent to me as Blue Cheer meets John Entwistle. And Tom Mooney is a cross between like Keith Moon and Mitch Mitchell. Keith Moon on some of these tracks where he's just constantly doing fills but not overplaying and stepping over everyone else. So he's got that kind of down. Todd Rundgren on lead guitar. And his sound on here, this is his first band. I just have a different kind of whole new kind of respect for him after hearing this album. Hearing him play in this fashion, it's just amazing. And Stookie on vocals and piano and organ, and he reminds me kind of because some of the songs how they're put together, like the singer of Small Faces, and that kind of sound, that kind of voice. They're into the Yardbirds as well. That's where they got the name Yaz from, because it was on one of the song titles of a Yardbirds song. And so they're really so I'm just trying to frame a little period of time where this band falls under. Now this band has been covered by some bands, famous bands like the Bangles, for example, and King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. All these types of bands that are really into psychedelic rock. And going down this discovery rabbit hole, I'm just finding these kinds of albums and these kinds of groups. And it's been really rewarding, because whether you're into like a certain genre like grunge or speed metal or glam metal or whatever it is, there's always those bands that are the household names that ruled in the mainstream. However, there's also those other bands like this, for this genre, that tells the complete story, because it just kind of shows you how popular that genre was at the time. When you have all these other bands that didn't really make it as far as popularity goes. And another great thing about it is finding where some of these band members have their origins, like Todd Rundgren on this band. So that's another cool thing about it. So let me go through the track list on here. So the opening song, Open My Eyes, was the lead and single, and it starts off with a kind of like substitute riff in the intro, but then it just gets to a very hard kind of Queen kind of rocking song. Back of Your Mind just kind of continues that consistency. See What You Can Be, Hello It's Me, and Wildwood Blues, which is a great rocker as well at the end of this side. Now, Hello Is Me, It's Me, that's the Todd Rundgren song he would later do on his solo album, Something Anything. However, on this album, it has a very kind of mellow vibe to it. Kind of reminds me of Planet Caravan by Black Sabbath, which they would release a couple of years from this album, because it has congas and that kind of thing to it. And is it better than the solo version of Todd Rundgren? I like it. It fits well with this. I think they're both equally good. I'm pretty much used to that one, but hearing this this version was very surprising, and I did, you know, enjoy it. However, it's not my favorite song out of the whole album. I pretty much like the heavier songs and the more rock, psych rock vibe on the other tracks on this album. Now, side 2 has If That's the Way You Feel, When I Get My Plane, Lemming Song, Crowded, and She's Going Down. Now, Lemming Song, I think that one or Crowded has somewhat, there's some poppy songs on here that kind of sound like Mamas and the Papas, but you know, it doesn't really last that long because I'm not a fan of those kinds of songs. However, you know, the heavy, like I said, the heavy rock songs on here, especially She's Going Down, which is the album closer, it ends with like a drum solo. And you know, I think that was one of the things back in the day, whether it was on, you know, Cream's Fresh Cream album with the Toad, and you know, even the Jimi Hendrix Experience with Merman I Should Turn Out to Be in 1983, they had a drum solo, and all these bands later on would start putting drum solos in their songs, and Atomic Rooster did one as well. And so, you know, here they do it on here, and it pretty much kind of puts a nice finish to the album, because it's just like, wow, you know, it's a big finish with a drum solo, a great drum solo too. It wasn't something that would break down and build up. It was just a continuous kind of sporadic, just kind of drum solo, and then it just blended still with the song. You know, it didn't come in, like the band didn't come in all together after abrupt pause. It's like the singing started while he was doing a fill, and then it kind of leads everyone in to the end of the track, the outro. So it was really done in a different way, very tasteful. And you know, I feel like this, so far, this is one of my favorite kind of stoner psych space prog vinyl albums that I'm sharing with you guys. And leave me a comment below. What are your thoughts on this album, if you heard it or you heard this band? And I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.